With the 7th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select J.C. Latham, tackle, Alabama.
Well, we had tackles go at 5 and 7. Not a surprise either spot. The Tennessee Titans, this was a glaring need for them. Will Levis needs some help, needs some protection. They were tied for 28th in sacks allowed last year. Latham is a mammoth human being. Played at right tackle there. He's also played inside at guard. I believe he'll be a left tackle in the NFL, Charles. The upside with him in terms of what he can become, big-time recruit, big-time talent, I think there's still more there for him.
He's like those things at the airport. He's an APM, automated people mover, right? But here's the other part. Bill Callahan was the coach in Cleveland when they drafted Jedrick Wills out of Alabama, right tackle his college career. They converted him to left tackle. Bill Callahan is now the offensive line coach for the Tennessee Titans. If you're talking about converting a guy from right tackle to left tackle, and they were going to do it last year, but Michael Proctor was there, and they decided to just leave J.C. Latham. Guess what? He's going to make the move now under one of the best offensive line coaches in NFL history.
Well, and they needed help up front. There's no doubt about that. This guy is
Skoronski.
And he is athletic and has been for a long time. Could dunk a basketball in middle. Oh, here we go. He's got the back surgery.
Hold on.
No one told
us.
Is it?
Oh, wow.
Raj is wincing up there.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. Let's all take a breath. I think he's okay.
Looks like he's all right. I don't know. He's fighting through it.
Dawn Aponte is stretching. Dawn Aponte stretching right now. She might have to come out early.
My next note literally was like, can be a little too aggressive at times.
J.C. Latham is incredibly powerful. When you watch him on tape, though, that does not prevent him from getting out and pass setting. But we'll get to his XOs in a second. I think what this does for Tennessee is this is a team that has been built on the running game for years and years, from Chris Jones, even when VY was there. You go to Derrick Henry for years and years, and that is who they are. And if you ask Will Levis to do too much, I think it will regress on you. If you protect him with a running game and with pass protection, which he can do both, I think you're in good shape. And the thing I love about him, Bucky, and you know this from being in locker rooms or in the front office, he can play right tackle, but if things don't go well, he's got Pro Bowl potential at a guard spot.
He absolutely does. I think, to me, this is Rand Carthon putting his stamp on the team. Knowing Rand pretty well, having watched Rand throughout his time, he is saying that the Tennessee Titans are still going to play bully ball, even though they're surrounding the quarterback. And
big pickup. There it is. Our first monster hug of the night.
Putting him in a position to have success. They got a big guy that can play that smash mouth football that they want to play. Bill Callahan endorsed this pick. J.C. Latham is there just because the offensive line coach is saying, hey, we want to make sure that we dominate at the point of attack.
Second offensive lineman off the board is J.C. Latham, who had really been making, it seems like, a push, at least through draft buzz in the last couple of days and couple of weeks, so much so we thought he might end up being the first one off the board. What do we love about it here, Lance?
What we love about it is he's got strong hands now. When he gets his hands on you, you're probably not getting away once he sinks in. I like the fact that he can anchor up. You see him get wide with the base, unlock the hips, the knees, the ankles. He has the ability, as you saw right there, to deal with spin moves and passes off twists. So a lot of the stuff we show is the passing game, but I think the run game is where he shines. And this is why he's my number one tackle on the board, is he is an elite run blocker.
I love this play right here.
He is a mauler. He stays after. He didn't get you one time. He wanted to go get you 2 times. He's got the attitude to let you know that he is there to whip you time in and time out. And I think he is a good enough pass protector. I think Alt is maybe a little safer as a pass protector, but I think Latham is just as good. And I talked to some other offensive line coaches who had Latham just ahead of Alt, but it's close. I mean, they're both excellent tackles. And good news for you, if you need a tackle, this is a great draft. But Rhett, having only one more pick on day 2 in the second round, I think that really, when you look at where the tackles are going to go here and how much talent at wide receiver is available in the second round. Yeah, it makes more sense to play it this way.
Offensive line value better now, whereas receiver value much better than offensive line value top of round 2,
without question,
which is probably part of the calculus here as well.
With the 38th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Trayvondre Sweat from the University of Texas, nose guard.
Yeah, this is a mammoth human being. You see the weight there, 366 pounds. This is someone who can really clog the run lanes with his big frame. There are a lot of attention on him this year. When scouts got in and studied him, they liked Byron Murphy better. You saw Byron Murphy go off the board. but Sweat is just a massive human being who can push the pocket with that power, put that weight and that size to work and just walk centers and guards back. I don't believe he's a big-time pass rusher. You see flashes of it, like this one against TCU. This was a very polarizing player.
With the 106th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cedric Gray, linebacker, UNC.
So they didn't get to the 1K, but they got a pretty darn good player.
Yeah, he's the best linebacker available. I thought he would be gone last round. I'm a little surprised he's still sticking around. Excellent cover ability. He's an outstanding blitzer, and as you'll see here, the eyes work well as well. The change of direction, able to read and react and make a play in space. The coverage ability that I discussed. Look, if you can't cover at linebacker right now, you cannot get on the field or stay on the field the way the game is played. The instincts, here he is again. We have to show the App State, really, guys?
Yes, that's cold.
Put that one up. Thanks, Ben. Then you see him again here as a blitzer. CD, I mentioned that reference there, what he can do. Athletic linebacker. I like this move a lot.
And how about a little bit of a legacy move? You remember the guy they had before that came from the Zach Brown, came from the University of North Carolina, a run, chase, hit linebacker. Cedric Gray could be the next one.
This is also a guy who has led the team in tackles for 3 years, but I would add special teams demon. He'll play right away on special teams too. They'll love that.
The 146th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Jarvis Brownlee Jr., defensive back, Louisville. Titan up!
Jarvis Brownlee had a really good Senior Bowl. That was something where I had a lower grade on. Actually, this is about the grade I had on in the 5th round. And then I moved him up to the 4th round after I watched him play. I thought he plays with tremendous confidence. He plays with tremendous attitude. He is an aggressive press corner. He likes to stay right up under your chin and give you the blues out of the release. So he's going to be very physical with his press release. I think the one thing that he needs to worry about in the next level is he takes too many losses on the deep routes. And you see right there, like he jumped the route. He just ran the route for the wide receiver there, just took it completely away. He is going to look for pathways to the football. You love that aggressiveness. The flip side of that coin, though, is when you play that aggressively in the NFL, they'll start setting you up with double moves, and you're going to have some problems getting beat deep. And that's one thing that showed up on tape sometimes is he had trouble getting beat deep. But love the mentality as a press corner in Tennessee. They're gonna like the attitude. He just has to work on the discipline a little bit.
I think the press is right. That's what I have for him. Press good, and then to me, it said fit. So. Yeah. In certain fits, he had, because I can run it for this model, my crazy model, I can run it for which team he ends up with. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to get out of this Tennessee team this year. I think that's fair. But in teams where they ask a lot of press, he had a 3rd round potential. In teams when they didn't, it's more like 6. So we're kind of in between.
With the 187th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Jha'Quan Jackson, wide receiver, Tulane.
Jha'Quan Jackson has a very famous uncle.
Oh yeah, that's talk about DNA and the genetics. Ed Reed, sign me up for a little bit of that. We got a little toughness here in the family.
So I had him as a 6th round pick. He's a little undersized as a slot. He scored touchdowns as a receiver, as a rusher, and as a punt returner during college. So he can find different ways to get into the end zone. He maintains his top speed throughout the route. That's what makes him very, very difficult. He ran a 4.42. Which is fast. He's really fast, but as you can see on these, he's not the tallest wide receiver, so I don't know how often he'll be getting vertical. But it was funny because I was watching tape of Michael Pratt, the quarterback from Tulane, who has not gone, by the way, in this draft, and the thing that kept standing out is, man, this number 4 is a problem. And I didn't see him later in the year score a bunch of touchdowns, and all I could think of is why were we not getting the ball to number 4? Because number 4 is a menace when he gets down the field. And I think, when you look at the productivity, it was good. It wasn't great. 439 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns, 16.9 yards per catch. But I think he's got a chance to do so much more than that. Now, Will Levis, you're giving him a smaller target with some speed vertically. We'll see what Tennessee does with that. Kind of a mismatch. Their draft is kind of all over the place philosophically, but I do know this is a player with good play speed who can, I think, be more productive than maybe some of the numbers we saw at Tennessee.
With the 242nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select James Williams, linebacker, Miami. With the 252nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Jaylen Harrell, defensive end, Michigan.
Jaylen Harrell, pass rusher out of Michigan. Not good against the run. Very intriguing as a pass rusher. The problem you have right here is that he's not like against the run, he really has a hard time. You can push him around. But man, when you watch the pass rush stuff, he's got some really sick spin moves. He's got the inside spin. He's got an outside spin. He's got an ability to change directions quickly against scrambling quarterbacks. So it's really a tale of two cities here. When I watch the run tape, I think undrafted free agent, no chance of making the team. And then when I watch him rush the passer, I say, wait a minute now, that dog can hunt a little bit. So, you know, if you got that one skill, Bucky talked about it earlier, you got to have a skill late. You got to have something to hang your hat on, and his is the pass rush and the athleticism.
Yeah, no, this is interesting. It's interesting because this dude is super athletic. This dude, Michigan has produced a ton of defensive linemen in the last few years, and they all have had a little level of success. When I think about what Rand Carthon is attempting to do with this Tennessee Titans team, he's trying to really fortify the stable.